どこから始めましょうか。
海賊の終わりにみんな親切ね。
They give us 3 square meals a day, and they're all so delicious. When I asked for snacks, they just brought some. When we requested a change of clothes, they brought us all our luggage to us.
確かにこの待遇は妙ですね。
ああ、外の音も拾ってはいるが、海賊たちがソルシエの乗客を乱暴に扱っている様子はない。
僕たちを売るつもりだとしても、ここまで待遇を良くする必要はないはずですが。けれどおかげでキースとも連絡が取れましたし、作戦の前準備としては完璧ですね。
ええ。
We all prepare so as to be ready at any time. I grip my fist in determination. Alan, who is keeping watch from the window, suddenly exclaims,
島影が見えてきたぞ。
あれが次の目的の島でしょうか。
今度こそマリアがいるといいんだけど。
We have already stopped at numerous islands, though it seems there were no signs of the small boat, Maria, or her kidnappers. I can't help but worry we are already too late. Nicole, continuing to listen to the corridor, nods to us.
今、あの島の浜辺に小型艇が確認できたという話が聞こえてきた。
小型艇ってマリアが乗せられたやつよね。じゃあ今度こそマリアがいるんだわ。
それなら作戦決行ですね。
In response to Gerardo's words, Nicole nods, using his wind magic to signal Keith. What? No, to turn that off. Nicole whispers something to Keith through his wind, and a moment later, a huge commotion could be heard outside.
おい、なんだあれは。妙なもんが廊下を塞いでるぞ。しかも動いてる。
That must be Keith. He made his move. That must mean
連
Keith made
携
his
はう
move.
まくいったようだな。
Hearing the panicked pirates outside, we nod to one another. Another loud thud follows from outside. Hearing something move, I strike a victory pose. Yes! So far the plan is successful. The mainstay of this plan is Keith's earth magic. To kick things off, Keith gathered up all the dirt he could find on board with magic and used it to create a golem. The golem is now rampaging around, distracting the pirates so he can escape. But how did he find so much dirt on the ship? Gerardo handled the bulk of the planning, so I am unsure of the details. This is a total mystery. Either way, Keith created this opportunity. The next part is up to us.
よーし、じゃあキースが暴れてくれてる間に脱出するわよ。ってあれ、開かない。
おい、何扉を開けようとしてるんだ。この騒ぎは俺たちが何とかするから、お前たちはいいからおとなしくしてろ。
やはり見張りはいなくなってはいなかったようですね。けれどとりあえずほとんどの海賊たちは土人形に引きつけられているはずです。ここで扉を破壊してもすぐに駆けつけてくる者はいないでしょ
では扉を破壊しますわ。行きますわよ。私ももちろん加勢します。
ああ、行くぞ。
Nicole, Mary, and Sophia unleash their magic all at once, and so the door blasts off its hinges.
なんだ。
The guards see the door is flying and come rushing into the room, but
は？
the guards are gracefully subdued and knocked unconscious by Gerardo and Alan.
それでこちらで縛っておけば大丈夫ですわね。ええ。
Sophia and I grab the ropes we made from torn up bed sheets and tie the guards. By the time we turn back around, Gerardo and the others have frisked the guards. The student council lives up to its reputation.
武器も取り上げましたし、これで大丈夫ですね。
じゃあ早速キースとの合流場所へ行くわよ。
We exit the room and sneak down the hall, taking care not to be spotted by the pirates. When we arrive at the rendezvous point on deck, Keith is already there.
キース、
姉さん、よかった。元気そうで。
私はバッチリ元気よ。キースこそ大丈夫？まだ顔色が悪いような気がするけれど、魔力も使ったし体調に影響があったんじゃ。
大丈夫だよ、姉さん。陸地に出れば問題ないから。心配してくれてありがとう。
So he says, but his skin is pallid. It seems like his seasickness is still affecting him.
それでキス、守備はどうですか？
移動しながらも観葉植物に使われていた土を使って土人形でか乱してきたので、動ける手勢は減らせたはずです。ですが一人だけ並外れた動きをする海賊がいて、すぐに土人形が破壊されたのを確認しました。
キースが作った土人形があんなに強いのに？
I remember bumping into one as a child. It is shocking to hear that it could be beaten. I wonder just how powerful that pirate must be. Keith smiles wearily and shakes his head.
いや、船の上じゃほとんど土なんてなかったからね。鉢やクッションや毛布、いろんなものを包み込む形で無理やり土人形を作って動かしたんだ。表面を覆っている土しか操れないから、当然強度も足りなくて、全部土で作っていた人形のようにはいかなかったんだ。
そうだったの。
After all, he would need about as much earth as an entire farm patch to make a large golem like that. On this ship, there was only a little soil to begin with, whatever was used for the decoration plants.
なるほど。できれば島に着くまでに完全に全ての海賊の動きを封じておきたかったところですが。
話を聞く限りではそれも難しそうだな。
どうする？海賊を全員縛ってから上陸してマリアを探しに行ければと思っていたが。
そもそも風の魔力で音を拾う限り想定の倍以上の海賊が動き出している。この人数で無効化するのは難しそうだ。
海賊の対処を先にするか、マリアを探しに行くのが先か、悩ましいところですが。
At that moment, I catch the sound of dripping water.
カタリナ様、こちらへいらしてください。
As the rain begins to fall, we all rush to a nearby awning. But it quickly becomes a downpour and we all end up drenched.
雨が降ってきちゃいましたけど、どうします？雨が降ってたら逃げ出すのが難しくなっちゃったような。
いえ、むしろ逃げ出すなら好都合です。この視界ならば追うのも難しいでしょうしね。
それにこの視界ならこのまま見とがめられずに船を降りられる可能性もある。
ええ、そうすればマリアを取り戻した後に隙をついて改めてビンクルム号を彼らの手から奪還するチャンスが生まれるかもしれません。無効化できなかったのは残念ですが、今は一旦海賊たちから逃れてマリアの捜索を優先させましょう。
When we load into the escape raft and descend from the ship unseen, we reach the shore before the pirates and immediately set out to find Maria. Still,
蛇が出そうですね。
as Gerardo says this, the island is lush with wildlife. It definitely has a deserted island feel. If it weren't for the current situation, I would have loved to take a stroll through the woods. In my previous life, I grew up in the countryside, surrounded by greenery, so I love places with a natural vibe. But, while I am in my element, the others who come from upper-class backgrounds approach the situation anxiously.
虫が腕に。 大丈夫よソフィア。ほらすぐ取ったから。カタリナ様、ありがとうございます。カタリナ様、私にも同じことをしてくださいませ。あ、いやでもメアリには虫がついてないような気が。
おい、早く行かないと置いていくぞ。
Alan leads the way, cutting through the bush with a saber. I stride to catch up with him when suddenly a chill breeze blows by. Unexpectedly, it makes me sneeze.
うえっしょうえっしょ冷えるわね。
The wet from the rain amplifies the cold wind. Though spring has come, it can still get cold.
まあ大変ですわ。早くどこかで休まないと風邪をひいてしまうかもしれません。
そうですね。急いで雨をしのげる場所を探しましょう。
でも一刻も早くマリアを探した方がいいような。
この雨だからね。時間的に日没も近いし、一旦休める場所を探した方がいいと思うよ。
ああ、カタリナも震えているようだし、ソフィアも寒そうにしている。
He's right. It'd be terrible if everyone catches colds. I huddle with Sophia and Mary in hopes of blocking the wind from them even a little bit. We find a cave and decide to rest there. We pile up some relatively dry branches as we gathered along the way. Gerardo then takes a small stone from his pocket.
万が一の時のためにこちらも持ってきておいてよかったですね。
それは
ビンクルム号の照明器具に使われていた発熱性のある魔法石です。こちらを使えば。
Wow, it lit on fire. A moment after the stone flickers, the pile of firewood turns ablaze.
あったかい。
Thanks to the fire, I'm able to warm up a little, and Mary and Sophia stick close.
これで洋服も乾かせますわね。はい、ひとまず焚き火で服が乾いて体も温まったら風の魔力で髪も乾かしますね。ありがとうソフィア。カタリナ様のためなら何でもしますわ。私だって何でもします。喉が渇いたら言ってくださいね、カタリナ様。ええ、ありがとうメアリー。
They're so nice. The three of us huddled together by the bonfire. As we do, Gerardo and the others rifle through the trunk case they brought with them from the ship. It's one of the cases from our original rooms that pirates brought to us. Inside are various items.
保管庫へは行けなかったので食料は満足に確保できませんでしたが、とりあえず数食分は持ちますね。
ああ、ここ数日日持ちのしそうな菓子類をカタリナが海賊にねだってくれたおかげだな。
Yes, over the past few days, we were observing the situation from our room. We continued to ask the pirates for lots of sweets under the guise of boredom. Though I wasn't expecting the pirate to mention rumors of a gluttonous noblewoman. It seems people were talking about me scarfing down food at the party. Thanks to that, the pirates didn't suspect a thing.
そういえば医務室でも聞いたよ。男性の倍以上食べる令嬢がいるって。
そんな噂になってたの？
That's kind of embarrassing, but it was necessary in the end.
だがそれでもこの人数で何日も持つ量ではない。明日からは食料の確保をしつつマリアを探さなければ。
そうですね。
We discuss our plans for the next few days as we eat a light supper. Sophia dries our hair with wind magic and starts to make me sleepy.
そろそろ休んだ方が良さそうですね。カタリナ、メアリー、ソフィア、3人は寝ていてください。
あ、見張りは俺たちで行う。ゆっくり休んでくれ。
いやいや、私も見張りを。
いや、さすがに姉さんたちには任せられないよ。
俺たち4人でも交代で見張りをすれば十分眠る時間も確保できるしな。安心して3人は眠ってくれ。
ではお言葉に甘えて休ませていただきますわ。カタ
I
リ
live
ナ
in the
様、
candles, nice.
一緒に寝ましょう。
Mary has spread a blanket on that was apparently in the trunk. The three of us lay side by side, and almost immediately I begin to feel drowsy. I can't take it anymore. I'm too tired. But sleeping on my back, I can feel the rocks poking me.
それがいいだろうな。
So we'll turn by each one, of course, and see. My back hurts. Maybe this way? I roll over and my eyes meet Mary's.
カタリナ様、眠れませんか？
いや、大丈夫よ。ちょっと背中が痛かっただけで。
カタリナ様、きっと必ず私が守りますから、安心して眠ってください。
Mary smiles and pats my head gently. Her touch is so soft it lulls my heavy eyelids
カ
downwards.
タリナ様、おやすみなさい。
I can feel Mary's soft voice in my ear as I slip into a deep slumber. Alright, let's see. Whoop, I didn't mean to do that.
さーて、
よそ見をすんじゃねえよ。
My back hurts. Maybe this way? I roll over, my eyes meet Sophia's.
カタリナ様、眠れませんか？いやー、地面がゴツゴツしてるせいで寝づらくて。ソフィアは大丈夫？はい、こんな時に言うのは不謹慎だとは思うのですが、なんだか洞窟に野宿だなんてロマンス小説にある逃避行みたいでドキドキします。確かにそうね。
At times like this, Sophia acts tough, refusing to trouble me with her worries. It makes me smile.
一緒に明日も頑張りましょうね。
We hold hands and Sophia smiles gently. The sight of her warm smile makes me feel drowsy, and I continue to hold her hands as I drift off into a deep slumber. She's so damn cute.
忘れないうちにセーブしとかなきゃ。
I know everybody loves the albino.
どの記録を読み込めばいい？
But Maria could be suffering right now. When I think of Maria, I huddle all alone. I'm filled with dread. As soon as we're rested, we have to find Maria pronto.
カタリナ様、おやすみなさい。
おやすみなさい、カタリナ様。おやすみ。メアリー、ソフィア。
I take Sophia and Mary's hands, one in each of my own. Maria, we're coming, so please stay safe. I close my eyes and pray she'll be okay. I take a relief in the two girls slumbering at my sides. Oh, we got both of them. That's our good one. The next morning...
さーて、それじゃマリアを探しに行くわよ。
After a good night's rest, we resume our search. In the morning, we divide into two teams. The first will survey the island and search for Maria, while the second looks for food. We have already exhausted the meager snack supply we brought with us. We will need to secure a new source by lunch.
ではキース、ニコル、ソフィア、カタリナを頼みますよ。
ええ、任せてください。
ああ、安心しろ。
カタリナ様のことは任せてください。カタリナ様、どうかお気をつけて。きっと美味しい食事をお作りできるよう 食材を探してみせますから。
ええ、お願いね。
And so we split into 2 teams and began our search. This island is pretty big. We leave marks on the trees to keep from getting lost, but even still, everything starts to blur together. We move cautiously until suddenly Sophia stops and tugs on Nicole's sleeve.
お兄様、懐中時計を貸してくださいませ。
それは構わないが、何に使うんだ？
こうすれば方角を知ることができるのです。前に本で読んだことがあって。
さすがソフィアね、物知りだわ。
こういう場所では方向感覚が大事だからね。すごくありがたいよ。
そんな、たまたま知っていただけですわ。
Sophia is being modest, but this kind of thing is far from common knowledge. Sophia is an avid reader whose interests extend far beyond just romance novels. Due to that, she is rather knowledgeable. Sophia places the watch level first, then she checks the position of the sun while spinning the watch. After staring at it for a while, she looks up.
太陽の位置がこうですから、こちらが南のはずですわ。
That's
なるほ
impressive.
ど。
Nicole nods, wearing an unreadable expression. He draws the directions into a piece of paper to create a map.
あれ、この地図って。
ああ、この島に着いてから見えた地形から作っておいた。あくまで大まかなものにはなるが。
Wow. One determines bearings from the position of the sun. The other charts a map while walking. That is the Ascart siblings for you. Keith and I check the map as we move. After a moment, he stops in his tracks.
待って。ここに誰かの足跡が残っているみたいだ。
本当だな。草も倒れているし、誰かが歩いた形跡がある。
この先に歩いていったようですね。
As we follow the footprints, they are joined by more and more tracks, and we look to one another.
足跡が4人分ある。しかも一つは小さい女性のもの。おそらくマリアたちのものだろう。
じゃあ早速これを追って。
いや、ここは偵察に留めておいて、ジオルドたちと合流して追った方がいい。
そうですね。この足跡を見失わないよう目印を作っておきましょう。
Keith uses his magic to create a stone monument tall enough to be conspicuous.
これなら遠くからも見えるし、迷わず戻ってこられると思う。そろそろみんなも拠点に戻っているかもしれませんし。姉さんのお腹も減った頃だと思うしね。
My stomach growls as I realize how much time has passed. We finally found a clue, too. Actually, it Set's company is nearby. They could have heard us. I look around but cannot sense anyone. I sigh in relief.
ということで、この先を調べるのはまた後にするとして、一旦戻りましょう。
あ、そうだな。
We arrive at the cave to find Gerardo's team has just returned with some food.
みんなよかった、無事みたい。それは。
Whoops. I point at what Gerardo's holding and he smiles.
ああ、カタリナが好きだと思いまして、
I
鳥
forgot
を捕らえてきたんです。無事に戻ってきてよかったです。
Oh, do I not have it on this computer? No, I know I have it on this computer. Oh no, where did I put it? Where did I put it? There you guys go. There we go, everybody.
鳥って鳥を
ええ、以前本で読んだことがあった罠の仕掛け方を実践してみたんです。まさかこんなに簡単にいくとは思いませんでした。
He just read about it and then made one? That is the multi-talented prince for you.
それで俺は浜辺へ行って魚を取ってきた。
私はちょうど果物のなっている木を見つけましたので、そちらを頂戴してきましたわ。
Alan lays down the fish and Mary does the same with the fruit. Looks to be the spread. We are in for a feast.
なかなかの収穫ね。じゃあ早速食べ。ってあれ？鳥と魚の調理ってどうやればいいんでしょう？
え？
調理ですか？
I look at Gerardo and he gasps as if he just realized something and he awkwardly looks away.
あ、
ソフィア、さばき方は知っているか？
いえ、申し訳ございません。さすがに魚や鳥のさばき方までは。
Yeah, they're all nobles here, so it would be a surprise if they knew how to cook those. In my previous life, I remember seeing my mother clean a fish, but I have no idea. I doubt anyone else here knows either.
でも魚はとりあえず木の枝に刺して焼けば食べられそうじゃないですか？
In the manga from my previous life, I think they roasted fish like that. Though that would leave in the bitter parts, like the guts. But this is the fight for survival, so we have no choice but to toughen up.
ああ、そうだな。じゃあとりあえず魚はそうやって焼くとして。
問題は鳥ですね。
Pluck the feathers off. Pluck the feathers off.
ちなみにジオルド様って鳥の調理の仕方とか知っていたりは？
In both my lives, I've never experienced cleaning a full, fresh-cut bird, so I'm a bit out of ideas. But Gerardo, as multi-talented as he is, might know. Sadly, he simply shakes his head, looking
い
disappointed.
え、狩りで仕留めたことはあったのですが。
どうせそんなことだろうと思って果物を取ってきて正解でしたわね。もうこれだから考えの足りない殿方は困りますわ。
Mary begins to spread the fruit she picked. There is what appears to be raspberries, blueberries, bananas, and even mangoes.
さあカタリナ様、お腹が空いているでしょうし、お魚が焼けるまでこちらをどうぞ召し上がってください。
ありがとう、メアリー。いただきます。
I start off with a raspberry. It is tangy and delicious. This is great. We start to eat while the fish is roasting on the skewer. As for the bird, we skewered it on a stick the same way, but as we left the feathers on, the whole thing burned. Oh my God and Christ. Why didn't you pluck the feathers off? Come on. You don't even have to know how to prepare a bird to know you take the feathers off. Gerardo sits alone in the corner. I've never seen him so depressed in my life. What happened? Why did that skip? After we finish eating, we split into teams. Most divided by... The men will investigate the footprints we spotted earlier. The ladies will continue to search for food. We've got to gather a ton of food to feed 7 people. Let's start looking. Even if we successfully rescue Maria, we have no idea how many days we will have to survive on this island. I move with motivation, determined to find enough for dinner and breakfast. As I walk, I spot a delicious-looking mushroom growing at the base of a tree.
あ、見て！あのキノコとか食べられそうじゃない？椎茸に似てるし。
Everyone's about to get really, really high in this. They're about to see shit.
お待ちくださいカタリナ様。あのキノコには確か毒があったはずですわ。
え、そうなの？
How terrible, I almost poisoned my childhood friends. I look around to see if there's anything else, and then I spot a weed I remember eating as a child.
あの野草、前に食べて美味しかった記憶が。
That shit's called pot.
え、
いやー、七草がゆが恋しくなったことがあって、野草を探してきてうちの料理人に調理してもらったのよね。
七くでも確かにこちらの野草なら茹でれば食べられたはずですから取っていきましょう。それにしてもカタリナ様は食べられる野草に詳しくていらっしゃるのですね。
これに関してはたまたまよ。それに植物全般の詳しい知識はメアリの方がずっと知っているじゃない。
I need to read the chat. My sister in Hrelech. These are anime antagonists. Probably have a collective common sense of a stump and wildfire. That's pretty good.
そんなことはありませんわ。
Mary turns away, looking bashful. As the other plants catch my eye during our search, she offers information about them. Her knowledge of greenery impresses me all over again. We're going to do a little bit more of this, guys, then I'm going to call the stream because I'm still not feeling so hot. But we will be doing movies with Mike. We continue walking until we come to an opening in the trees.
綺麗な花畑ですね。ええ、随分と可愛いお花だけれど、これは食べられるのかしら。
I crouch down and get a better look, and Mary squats next to me, cupping a flower in her hand.
クイートに自生する植物で、確か葉と茎の部分は食用にもなったはずです。
本当？じゃあこのお花も食材として摘んでいきましょう。それにしてもやっぱり植物について詳しいわね。さすがだわ、メアリー。
I praise her as I pick some flowers. Mary smiles bashfully.
カタリナ様が褒めてくださった緑の手に恥じないように常々勉強を続けているだけですわ。
As Mary says that... how do I open that? There we go. Mary's happily loving someone. During a break from school, I was spending my time at home. That morning, I woke up early to tend to the flower gardens.
よかった、綺麗に咲いていて。
That day, I was meeting Lady Katerina for the first time since our vacation commenced. She had thoughtfully invited me over to her house. Since the day of our promise, I had been sure to take extra care of my flowers. I loved my flowers and was always sure to give them the utmost attention, but knowing these were for the person I loved motivated me further still.
カタリナ様は喜んでくれるかしら。
I selected the most beautiful blossoms amongst them and cut their stems as I thought of her smile. Unlike at the academy, I was unable to meet with her every day on vacation. So, when given the chance to see Lady Katerina, I was determined to roll up my sleeves and get to work.
この花を引き立たせるにはこちらの黄色い花が良さそうですわね。
I carefully put together a bouquet whilst thinking of Lady Katerina. Fully prepared, I made my way for the Claus estate. Before anything else, I offered my handmade bouquet to Lady Katerina.
カタリナ様、今日はお招きくださりありがとうございます。
I greeted her properly, and she took the bouquet. Lady Katerina's eyes sparkled as she smelled the flowers.
いい匂い。とっても綺麗に咲いているし、もしかしてメアリが育てているお花？
ええ、今朝咲いていたものの中から一番綺麗なものを選んで持ってきました。うわ
ー、嬉しいわ。ありがとうメアリー。早速部屋に飾らせてもらうわ。
It was heartwarming to see Lady Katerina's cheerful smile. It made my effort waking up early to elaborately arrange them all worth it. The flowers I gave Lady Katerina that day were amongst the best I'd ever grew. If I may say so myself, their beauty was unmatched.
待っててね。しおれないように花瓶に入れてくるから。
Lady Katerina turned and ran down the hallway. However, she was intercepted by Duchess Claus midway, who seemed to warn her against running in the mansion.
助けに入った方がいいかしら。
If it was Lord Keith, I would have been at her side in a heartbeat, but I could not speak back to the lady of the house.
カタリナ様のお母様の心象も大事にしたいですし、 こういう時にこそキース様がカタリナ様をフォローしてくださればいいのに。
Lord Keith, ever by her side, the two of us made an excellent team, our mutual goal to stop Prince Gerardo's advancements. But as he was the heir of the Claw's house, he was doubtlessly a busy man. If he were anything but, he would certainly have been at her side already. I stood there frustrated at my helplessness, but Lady Katerina looked down at the flowers and said something to the Duchess. Considering her nature, it was probably something like, I just didn't want the flowers to wither.
なんだか声が聞こえるようですわ。
Duchess Claus turned to Anne with a tired look. Lady Katerina handed the flowers to her and ran back to me at full speed. I also noted that the frustrated Duchess Claus was biting her tongue, likely due to my presence. I smiled wearily.
いやごめんねメアリー。お花が綺麗だったからついテンションが上がっちゃって。それより今日はいい天気だからサンルームでお茶にしない？
ええ、ぜ
よかった。実はさっきアンに今日もらった花束をそっちに持って行って飾ってもらうようにお願いしたの。
Lady Katerina smiled a toothy grin. I was satisfied that she was pleased with the gift. They were only flowers. Usually a lady would simply hand them off to a maid to have them placed somewhere. In truth, the flowers I gave to other noble ladies were often handled in this manner. It was a normal courtesy of high society. But Lady Katerina was not like that. She would cherish my flowers because she knew well the efforts I had put into them. I loved that about her.
ひ。やっぱりカタリナ様ともっと長くいられるように私も努力しなくてはなりませんわ。
Once we graduated and Lady Katerina marries Prince Gerardo, that scheming prince will do whatever he can to have her all to himself. I may be his brother's fiancée, but even if we marry, I am certain that Gerardo will be no less defensive. That is why I will never accept their marriage.
まあカタリナ様を独り占めしたい気持ちは私もよくわかりますけれど。
メアリーどうしたの？
I smiled and shook my head at Lady Katerina, who looked puzzled.
いえ、何でもありませんわ。早速お茶にしましょう。
I went to the solarium with Lady Katerina. Upon arrival, I found the bouquet was already present and decorated. Anne was so consistent of was so thoughtful of others as ever.
うわー、もらった時も綺麗だったけれど、こうして飾るともっと素敵ね。さすがメアリの育てた花だわ。
What happened? Oh no. Lady Katerina looked pleased with the flowers all over again. Oh, how wonderful would it be if I could look at this and smile forever. She once complimented me, saying I had a green thumb. To live up to that, I wanted to grow more flowers to make her smile. With my visit concluded, I returned home and went out into the garden once more. As I looked at the flowers shimmering in the sunset, I wondered what to grow next.
でもせっかくですし次の機会にはまた違うお花をお送りしたいですわ。カタリ
Oops. Every time, I would bring a bouquet with a new look. Flowers bloom in different seasons, so I made use of a wide variety. But if I could, I wanted next time to be truly astonishing. What should I grow?
カタリナ様が子供の頃好きだった花をまた植えてみてもいいですし。あ、新しく国外の花の苗を取り寄せてみるのもいいかもしれませんわ。
Recently, I had been considering taking Lady Katerina off somewhere abroad. And so I had been studying foreign flowers. There were still so many flowers of this world that I knew nothing about. Among them, a few could be imported to Sorcier, though the variety was still rather limited.
珍しい花を見せたらまた喜んでくれるかしら。
Nope, wrong button. As I looked over my blooming garden in the sunset, I imagined Lady Katerina receiving my next bouquet and smiled. What? Oh, that's the end of it? Okay. Mary really is amazing. She's already so great, the flower of noble society, yet she still puts so much effort into bettering herself. Speaking of which, Mary was always been a hard worker ever since we were kids. I became friends with her after asking her for advice on how to grow better vegetables in my field at home. Back then, Mary spent so much time researching vegetables and helped tend to mine so they could recover. I still cherish the memory of us harvesting together.
じゃあメアリの手は今も変わらず緑の手なのね。
I hold her hand and she smiles happily. My best friends, Mary, Sophia, and Maria. I want all of us to return to Sorcier together. With that, I steel my resolve and pick more flowers to eat. So, since this is from her end...
じゃあメアリの手は今も変わらず緑の手なのね。
ま、やらかす前に保険をかけておくのは悪くない考えだ。